Natalie Brunell for Bitcoin Magazine, and we're following the latest developments involving the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Now, Bitcoin's price actually rallied slightly Tuesday after President Biden announced new sanctions against Russia. Biden said during his press conference, in which he took no questions, that he sees Russia's latest move into two separatist regions of Ukraine as an invasion. In fact, the ticker on some news outlets in the US said bluntly, Russia invades Ukraine. Now, Biden announced that the U.S. would impose sanctions on Russia and followed up with these tweets saying, quote, "Today, in close coordination with our allies and partners, I am announcing the first tranche of sanctions to impose costs on Russia in response to yesterday's actions. We will continue to escalate sanctions as Russia escalates. We're implementing full blocking sanctions on two large Russian financial institutions, VEB and their military bank, and we're implementing comprehensive sanctions on Russian sovereign debt. That means we've cut off the Russian government from Western financing. It can no longer raise money from the West and cannot trade its new debt in our markets or European markets. Starting tomorrow and continuing in the days ahead, we will also be imposing sanctions on Russian elites and their family members. They share in the corrupt gains of the Kremlin's policies and should share in the pain as well. Because of Russia's actions, we've worked with Germany to ensure Nord Stream 2 will not move forward." By the way, Nord Stream 2 is a project to create natural gas pipelines under the Baltic Sea from Russia to Germany, and it was supposed to double the flow of Russian gas to Germany and other countries in the EU, but now that project has been halted as part of these sanctions. And also Canada followed up shortly after Biden's announcements with sanctions of their own. So all of this, by the way, comes a day after Russia moved peacekeeping troops into separatist regions in eastern Ukraine. They are Donetsk and Luhansk. And if you follow Russian media, the depiction of this move is in stark contrast to US coverage. They are reporting that this region has been independent of Ukraine for 8 years and that the people there asked for Russia's help, to which it responded with the peacekeeping troops. So what does this all have to do with Bitcoin? Well, first and most importantly, it's going to be very hard to sanction a nation from the world financial order in a world of Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is something Putin has recently shown that he understands. He's been advocating that Russia get behind Bitcoin mining in order to stay competitive and to harness the nation's most powerful export, which is, of course, energy. Stacey Herbert had a set of great tweets related to the conflict saying, quote, "It is inevitable that Bitcoin is about to take center stage in the Russia versus NATO US story. Be ready." And then, quote, "Russian oil to be priced in Bitcoin by the end of the week." And also this, the Democrats weaponized the dollar first under Obama when he pulled Iran off SWIFT and now under Biden. The sneering, smug media class think they have won, and yet they have dethroned the dollar as reserve currency when that was literally all the smugs had over anyone else. And Max Kaiser has also been weighing in, calling talk of a war in US media a hoax and saying this in response to a post by RT that read, "There will be no war." He said, quote, "Thank you, hashtag Bitcoin. Bitcoin demonetizes war and monetizes peace. We're seeing this play out in real time." Now, Max has also been making the prediction that although we're seeing a lot of volatility in the traditional markets, this will ultimately lead to more money printing and a move away from tapering. He wrote, quote, "The new crisis means more money printing, lower rates, more of the same. The specter of higher rates triggered the US, the UK, and the European Union to spin up some war trouble with the only central bank they don't control, Russia. Rinse, repeat." We're waiting to see how Russia responds to the latest move and to these sanctions. So we will be following the latest developments out of Russia and Ukraine, especially as they relate to Bitcoin. And for more headlines, head to bitcoinmagazine.com.